Hi everyone. I just wanted to do this quick little video about the blue supermoon tomorrow and the importance of it and how it actually ties into Elvis. So they're saying that once in a blue moon means something that rarely happens. And as it turns out, a blue moon, meaning the second full moon in 1 month, is not extremely rare and it's not blue. But even so, our next full moon, which is a super blue moon on Wednesday, August the 30th, is something to write home about. Here's everything you need to know about the lunar event, including how to spot Saturn while you're out moon gazing. So Saturn is very close to the moon on this full moon tomorrow. And when I started doing a little research on how it ties into Elvis, because he did sing a song called The Blue Moon. He actually sang a few songs about the moon. Blue Moon of Kentucky, then just Blue Moon. And there's another song I want to get into. And it's tying, I do believe, to Christ. Okay? Now, we know Elvis was very religious and he believed in all religions. And he was very spiritual. And so, these songs he didn't write the songs, but he chose to sing them. So one of the lyrics in Blue Moon is, I heard somebody whisper, please adore me, but it's not in his version of the Blue Moon song. So, but, adore me has to do with Jesus. So I want to kind of talk about why this moon is so significant, because it's an Aquarius, and Aquarius can be seen as the Jesus figure in the sky, pouring, the water out over us in a way of a baptism, right? So, or we could say this is John the Baptist, right? Pouring the water over, giving the baptism to Jesus. Now, the moon in Aquarius tends to make a person a little bit, in a way, not super emotional, right? Because Aquarius rules the house of networking and friendship. And with the emotions there, it can kind of bring a little bit of coolness to the emotional state. It just doesn't bring in a lot of sensitivity, okay? Because Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is there. So Saturn's always kind of cold and kind of holds things back. He's the cold father that makes you learn lessons in this realm through responsibility and hard work. Okay, so Saturn in Aquarius, if it's ruling, like if you think of it as Aquarius being ruling the house of networking and friendship, with Saturn in Aquarius, you're going to have like kind of a distance with your friendships and your networking, but you still have a humanitarian cause. Same with the moon there. There's a big humanitarian cause there. Okay, so it's like you want to help the world, but a little bit at a distance. Okay, so that's how it is in astrology, the meaning of them being there. Of course, tropical would say that they're there, right? They would say that they're somewhere else. But if you go out and look in the sky, you'll see, and you can actually try to find Saturn right close to the moon, but it's going to be in Aquarius. So we see this on August the 30th. There's a little bit of a history repeat with Elvis around this date as well. So I want to get into that. The sun is in Leo. So the pride and the ego and, the royalty of yourself and your heart is going to feel warm because you have the sun there in Leo right now. And Venus is very motherly, being in love with the home and the family life. Okay, so that's there. And Mars is close to Zavijava, which puts energy into ascension. Okay, so it's a very strong super blue moon. Now, we want to get into Elvis a little bit about this song. So the Blue Moon song you know, Blue Moon, I Saw You Standing Alone, that song came out, was released on August 31st. So it's just one day off. Okay. So in 1956. Now, it was recorded in 54. So if you take the recording, that was actually 69 years ago. And 69 is the symbol for Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. It's the only constellation ruled by the moon. So we have like a number code going on there. So we have the year of the recording ties to Cancer. And then the release date ties to the blue moon that we have. So there's like a code going on there, right? Now, don't ask me how these codes happen. Okay, I don't know if these people are reincarnated in here knowing that they're living this kind of, you know, avatar life, or is it just their higher selves like coding everything, or is it the realm coding? I have no idea. All I know is I can see the codes and I find them amusing because it makes me realize that we're in divine time. Okay, everything has been mapped out, and yes, there's room for free will and change of reality, but in the end, this is all to help us awaken, right? That's the way I kind of perceive it all. So Presley's version of Blue Moon features prominently in Jim Jarmusch's 1989 film Mystery Train, because it is all about a mystery, right? We're on this train ride. It's a mystery train ride, and it's fun. It's entertaining. Okay, so it's also in the movie The Outsiders, the complete novel. Blue Moon was playing Elvis's version. Now, that is a very symbolic movie, and I'll go into that with a lot of famous actors in that movie. The Marcells did a doo-wop, was a doo-wop group. They also did this song Blue Moon in 1961. It was on a gold disc. This is important, okay? I know you think, oh, it's just a gold disc, no coincidence, but I'm going to get into why that's important as we go along here. Sam Cooke, Bobby Vinton plays during a film's opening titles, while the version by Sam Cooke plays during the film's famous werewolf transformation scene, American Werewolf of London. They're using this song, okay? So you transform yourself. And that's really important, okay? Because we have the Ascension Star, Mars on the Ascension Star, but it's all about transforming. The Marcel's version of the song is referenced in the 1962 Academy Award nominated animated short Disney film, The Symposium of Popular Songs. During the song, Puppy Love is Here to Stay. Okay, this is funny because it's like puppy love, it's dog, God, okay? Your, you know, man's best friend. Okay, so there's that. Now it was recorded on August 19th, 1954. And the recording date, guess where the moon was? In Aries, the crown chakra rules the house of self, first house, that's your head, the crown. And that's the Lamb of God, right? That's the Lamb. Okay, so there you go. There's another connection to religion, okay, in a way that it has to do with Jesus. Okay, so we have the baptism, which is where the moon is tomorrow, but this song was recorded when the moon was in the Lamb of Jesus. Okay, so or the Lamb of God. Okay, so that's interesting. Now, the day that it was released, oh, I put the wrong year in here. Oh, geez. Okay, that's not right. Okay, I'm going to just miss that. Sorry about that. I didn't get the right slide in there. But like I said before, it's to do with the code, okay? It has to do with the code that it's related to this date, the blue moon, but it's actually in 56. Okay, so The Outsiders, this film, okay, has to do with American coming-of-age crime drama film by Francis Ford Coppola, okay, famous director. Okay, now who was in this movie. There was a whole bunch of them. Here we go. Tom Cruise, Matt Dillon, Emilio, and then Patrick Swayze, you know, very, very famous movie, right? Rob Lowe. So it's interesting that they're using this song, and it was released on March 25th. Okay. That was always known as the first day of the year, traditionally in antiquity. Okay. Now, just think about this. I'll give you a little clue here. March 25th to December 25th, exactly 9 months. Okay. This is the conception of Jesus. Okay. So they're pulling religion into the coding and the numbers of these release dates. Okay. This is how it's done. Okay. It's quite entertaining. Okay. Now, this I found interesting because I decoded the 17th letter when it was all happening back in 2017. I was a big part of all those drops and listening and trying to understand what was going on. And one of the drops was the Godfather. Okay. And I am kind of like, oh, wow, this is tied in to the outsiders. Now, you know, it's tied to the moon. Okay. Apocalypse Now. This guy did all these movies. So, you know, I think that is fascinating. Okay. Because it's like you're getting like dimensional codes now happening. Yeah. So it was released March 25th, 1983. Okay. Now, the other song on the other side of the blue moon was called Just Because. Okay, and why did I want to look at this? Okay, yeah, 1933, RCA Victor released a version of the song done by Lone Star Cowboys. Elvis Presley recorded the song on September 10th, 1954. Yeah, so it's one day before 9/11. Okay, now I'm going to give you another code here tied to Jesus. If you take Jesus's birthday and go 9 months later, it comes to this date, 9/11, September 10th. Okay, everything's to do with the number 9. And I'm going to do my 9 Muses class. I do believe I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to do that on September 22nd. Okay, and I'm going to do a little preview to that because it's always about the number 9. Okay, because of the woman and the birthing of a child. Okay, one of the main reasons number 9 is so important. Paul McCartney later recorded the song. Okay, this Just Because song. The song is also included in Brian Stitzer's 2005 release, Rockabilly Riot, a tribute to Sun Records. Yeah, because this was all recorded with Sun Records that Elvis was in. Now it's funny, you know, he's in Sun Records. He sings about the moon all the time. He died on August 16th when he was in the Lion's Gate, which is right between the sun and the moon. And Cancer is ruled by the moon. Leo's ruled by the sun. You know, that's where he died. He, you know, if you listen to some of my Elvis videos, you know, he promoted the polio vaccine and he died on August 16th. Now it's weird is Babe Ruth promoted chemotherapy. He died on August 16th. And then Aretha Franklin died. She was the queen of rock. Elvis the king of rock. And she died on August 16th. And on her Hey You album, she had this big picture of an incoming vaccine. Okay, so that's like, you know, crazy, right? It's just absolutely crazy. And then you start to realize this script that we're on has been playing a long time, okay? Very long time. So here's the blue moon, okay? This is with Frank Sinatra. He also did the song, okay? But he put the bridge in. Elvis kept it out. So I didn't know that this bridge was there. And then there suddenly appeared before me the only one my arms will hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Okay, so a super blue moon is super golden, right? It's like huge in the sky right now. And it's because the super moon is very close to Earth. So the moon is super close to the Earth. It's the second moon, so it's called the blue moon, but it's turning to gold. So what does that say in your body? Your chest, your breast, where your heart is, okay, is actually turning to gold. Okay, the moon in your heart chakra. Okay, the sun is there as well. Right, you have the sun and the moon in your heart chakra. The moon is your rules family. It's your breasts. Okay, it's your mother's milk. Okay, and it's turning to gold, the love of your family. Okay, so it's really cool. So I just wanted to put this slide in with the Marcells when they did the song. This looks like a vortex to me. The disc was blue, but then it turned to gold. They did one with gold. It's funny. I got the PE here. PE. Well, it's pi. That's funny. I don't know. I didn't put the slide in, but Terry had sent me that the new COVID is called pi COVID. So yeah, this is getting crazy, you know. One of the reasons why I want to do my 9-number class on September 22nd is because that's when the blood moon is going to be on Zavijava in 2025 on Pi Day. Okay, so that's a very important location in the sky. So I'm just like letting the realm know. I see the number, I see the date. Okay, I know what's happening. Okay, why do I want to do that? Because I do believe this realm knows where your consciousness is. Obviously, it does from the AI point of view, but I do believe at a higher level, it also knows where you're at. Okay, so it's always good to kind of check in with the realm. Okay, like let the realm know where you're at. Okay. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And then I looked and the moon turned to gold. This just like, I couldn't believe that Elvis left that line out, right? I was like, why would Elvis leave the bridge out? And it has to do with, religion, adore me, right? Yeah, so I was like, okay, there must be a reason. There has to be a reason. And then he did the song. Okay, he recorded it. It was released in '56 when my blue moon turns to gold again. Okay, so he did a whole other song. Okay, and well, when my blue moon turns to gold again, when my rainbow turns the clouds away, well, then my blue turns to gold again, and I'll be back within my arms. I'll be back within your arms to stay. He's like, this song is talking about being in the arms of Jesus, okay? Or the arms of Mary. When the memories that linger in my heart, memories that make my heart go cold, however, someday they gonna live again, sweetheart, and my blue moon again will turn to gold. Now, it's your sweetheart, or can you relate it to religion, right? Now, Mary is always represented by blue, right? And then Jesus is represented by gold. Okay? So it's fascinating. So one of the other things that I noticed when I was doing all this little research about Elvis and these songs was that he did the Ed Sullivan Show. The last appearance of it was on January 6, 1957. And that's actually when Jesus gets baptized. Right? It's the Epiphany. So, and we also had a recent, occurrence on January 6th. It's a very important time of the year as well. It has to do with the Wild Hunt Day of Odin, which is why there was a wild protest. Okay, so everything is layering on top of each other. But Elvis is super coded. And I'm going to save the big code of Elvis in my book, because if I give it away right now, I'll give my whole book away. But if you want to go do some digging on Elvis, okay, he's very coded, especially with the Aztec sundial that he wore on before he died in one of his in his last performances. Okay, so that's very, very telling that he wants you to look at the bigger picture, right? The whole timeline. Okay, so he was very, very big in this movie that we're in. Okay, he's probably the king of the movie. Okay, and in our timeline. So I just wanted to let you know how important this blue moon is tomorrow. And I hope you can spend time staring at it, because the light of the moon is the softened glow light. Okay, it is the illuminated, one of the luminaries, but it is a soft illuminary. It's not harsh. Okay, it has more of a feminine aspect to it that is supposed to be blessing you, right? It's to do with your emotions, and like I said, your family and your mother. Okay, Cancer is where the manger of Christ is in the sky, the beehive cluster in the sky. So it's very, very important, right? So I hope you get to enjoy the blue moon tomorrow and actually spend some long evening staring at it, because I think, you know, sun gazing is important, but I also think moon gazing is important, you know, to balance those energies. So happy super blue moons, happy super blue moon. We got the blood moon in 2025, but the special one. But this is a super blue moon, and it's a big one. So enjoy, and I'll get another video out for this 9 Muse, and the class will be, as I hope, September 22nd. Okay, so we do a little bit of acknowledgement to that date and the importance of it. Blessings, bliss to you all. Take care. Bye.